it's important to understand that international surrogacy is really a very sophisticated game of show and tell. The destination country says, we have this requirement, and now it is your job to demonstrate through the use of evidence and documents and other procedures that you actually meet the criteria for either to sponsor a child through the citizenship route or through a visa to be able to take that child back to the country where you live. These documents come from a number of different places. I would say in general that the documents come from about at least 7 different sources. The first source of the documents, some of the documents come from the fertility clinics themselves, the fertility clinics that are involved in the fertility treatment. And if there's more than one fertility clinic involved, we would need documentation from all of them. So for instance, if you created your embryos in one country and you ship them to a different country for the treatment, we'll need documentation from the 2 fertility clinics involved, and also the company that was involved in transporting the embryos or the gametes from one country to the other. The next source of the documents comes from the intending parents themselves, because the intending parents will have to satisfy a lot of different requirements, and they will need to provide documents to prove that they meet those criteria. If there's any surrogacy agency involved managing the process on the behalf of the intending parents, we'd also need a lot of documentation from them, because some of the requirements will need to be satisfied with documents that are produced by the surrogacy agent or the surrogacy manager, which in some cases might even be the fertility clinic themselves. There's also a lot of important documentation that comes from the surrogate herself. Some of those documents will be collected from the surrogate before the birth, and some of those documents will have to be collected after the birth has taken place, and very often after a certain time period has elapsed, especially when it comes to UK law. Some of the documents will also need to come from the lawyers involved in the treatment. So if there was a lawyer who was advising the intending parents in the treatment country, there will be some documentation that will be required from that lawyer that would help to tie all the documents together when an application to be remove that child from the country needs to be filed. There might also be sources of the, documents that will need to be gotten from the government, official documents from the government of the treatment country. So if the treatment country, for instance, is in Nigeria, you would need a birth certificate.